Investigators say that the four men armed with guns forced their way into the home on Pebble Beach Circle just after 10:30 last night. Once inside the home, the suspects tied up two adults, an elderly woman, and two children. At one point, a suspect used a stun gun on one of the victims and demanded to know where their valuables were. The suspects fled the home as police arrived. Officers were able to take one of them into custody. He's identified as 29-year-old Danny Somay of Banning.
We're going to be realistic. They pay you to be homeless here.
When you said that San Francisco pays people to be homeless, what did you mean by that? You mean that literally?
Yeah. I mean, I get $620 a month, dude.
From general assistance?
Yeah.
Or how was that hard to get?
Phone call, bro. Phone call. 200 food stamps and $620 cash a month.
Wow.
Forget about it. Why wouldn't I do it? You know, it's free money, dude. Yep. This right now is literally by choice. Literally by choice. Like, why would I want to pay rent? I'm not doing I got a cell phone that I have Amazon Prime and Netflix on. The cops told.
How do you get rats off an island? My grandmother showed me. We buried an old drum and changed the lid. Then we wired coconut to the lid as bait, and the rats would come for the coconut, and they would fall into the drum. And after a month, we've trapped all the rats. But what did you do then? Throw the drum into the ocean? Burn it? No. You just leave it. And they begin to get hungry. And one by one, they start eating each other. Until there are only two left. The two survivors. And then what? Do you kill them? No. You take them and release them into the trees. But now they don't eat coconut anymore. Now they only eat rat.
Investigators.
Legislators approve a law in California to remove the custody of parents who refuse the gender reassignment of their own children. The rule will now move to Governor Gavin Newsom's desk, and it is expected for him to sign the proposal because he supports these woke policies. The Assembly of the State of California approved the proposal on Friday, which would allow judges in custody cases to take children away from parents if they do not accept their child's gender transition. This Democrat proposal, known as AB 957, changes the meaning of the welfare of a child because it now includes gender identity as part of the health of the child and their security. This implies that parents can be blamed for child abuse and lose their own kids simply by not accepting the ideas of the child about their gender identity. The Assembly, which has a Democrat majority, approved the project with 57 votes in favor and 16 votes against. Billionaire and California resident Elon Musk shared in his social network X, priorly known as Twitter, how harmful this legislation can be, explaining that this bill is a wolf in sheep's clothing. What it actually means is that if you disagree with the other parent about sterilizing your child, you lose custody, a real madness. And California Republican Senator Scott Wilk expressed himself saying that if this legislation is approved, parents should leave the state.
will witness the. This afternoon, the Secretary General and Klaus Schwab, the founder of the World Economic Forum, will witness the signing of a memorandum of understanding on a strategic partnership between the UN and the World Economic Forum, which outlines areas of cooperation to deepen engagement between the two institutions and to jointly accelerate the implementation of the 2030 Agenda.
Hey, I had an interesting conversation with a cop yesterday. Very nonchalant, very out of the blue. I was standing there getting me a Red Bull, and he was drinking his coffee. And I was asking him, I said, what do you think is getting ready to happen in society and to this country? You know what he told me? Blew my mind. He said, everything is getting ready to go to hell. Most of the people in his department are part of the secret brotherhood. He says that he can't talk to them about anything. He said that when this stuff happens, he is going to get his family prepared. He said the police department is not going to be anywhere around to help anybody when martial law starts because they're going to be focused on their families. You got to understand, the police department, these law officers, these policemen, they're going to be food on the table too. So he basically told me to keep my head on a swivel and stay woke.
With Lieutenant Governor Josh Green and the help from community members to build several communities of tiny homes across the island to combat the state's homeless population.
Around the world, we're seeing these homeless camps being built. Very strange camps. Around the world, these little cabins are going up, and some local news crews didn't do the best job of covering up the open pipes leading into each of the cabins. Complete with an air pressure PSI indicator, there's a manual turn lever and an open pipe that would allow nefarious officials to easily pump noxious or incapacitating gas on a cabin-by-cabin basis, allowing precision attacks against their desired targets. And I can't shake this sinking feeling in my gut that maybe these are extermination camps. This may be a way to clandestinely kill certain, quote, undesirables and or sterilize them. Remember what we just went through. The Australian government was forcibly putting people into concentration camps, quarantine camps. We have a hot mic recording of a guard telling somebody that they'd get fucking gassed if they didn't calm down.
So it sounds like they want this guy to stay here longer, which is concerning for me because he's stayed here for 14 days.
And how could we ever forget the whistleblower from within the manufacturing process? A trainee who was involved in building these quarantine cabins in Australia, telling us that there are these strange gas pipes that would allow the government to gas people in the cabins. And he said that there was an anomalous pipe leading into each room, which would allow camp staff to administer any type of gas they wanted, straight into people's rooms. He even asks, what are they going to gas us in these?
Just want to quickly show you guys something, right? Alright, I'm going to show you this actually. These are the quarantine rooms. And these are each rooms. Now see these wires, this is a window. Why are you going to get the wire window? It hooks up because they've got a massive roller shutter that keeps you in. There's an electronic door, which will make it lock, turn the air conditioner off or on. If that much gadgets these buildings, that was at 900,000 or 900,000 each building. There's little prison, size of a little remand building. But this is the thing, for all these buildings is connected a gas pipe that is connected to nothing. Right here. The rest of your area, conditioning, hot water, electrical and that. What's this right here? It's through the wall. It's through. That's what it comes through the ventilating. Right? What are they going to gas this in these? I'll show you one that's trying to get.
Coverage. All that shit up there. Big boxes. Here we go. Little aerial view. Somebody said 180 boxes. That's a lot more than that. Or 180 pallets or whatever. A whole lot more than that. Alright. All the people talking all that shit. Here you go. Tell me what this says. I can't do it all. I don't want to get in trouble. See? They're wrapping them up that way. FedEx is right there picking them up. In and out, in and out, in and out. Alright, so here's another shipment going out. All that right there is the body bags. Another shipment going out. Come in and go out quick. They're coming in. Here's another load going out. They're going out in these unmarked trucks over here.
still under a cyber attack. This is day 3. Here is everything that's not being reported by the media. This is the wildest update yet, so listen to the end. Thanks to the power of social media, with both employees and guests sharing information, the word is spreading. All MGM resort properties are being held ransom by a group of cyber attackers. Pause to read some of the shared information, but the most important leaks to come out have been from Caesars Entertainment employees who said they were hacked in the last couple of weeks and that Caesars paid the hackers off. And just hours after being posted, it was confirmed that Caesars did pay off hackers. Currently, at all MGM properties, systems are still down. Guests are reporting odd charges on their credit cards, some elevators are down, all the phones are down, and in technology-based rooms, guests can't turn off lights or close the drapes. MGM has confirmed that they will pay their employees on time, but otherwise very little is being said. I'll share the information that's being given to me in the comments, and make sure to follow me for all the Vegas.
To share the following message with the world. Remember, I'm only the messenger. What you choose to do with this information is up to you and your own free will. On October 4th at 2:22 p.m. Eastern Time, the emergency broadcast system will be activated across the entire United States under the leadership of FEMA, disguised as a test. However, this test will be used to send a specific high-frequency signal through devices like smartphones, radios, and TVs with the intention of activating graphene oxide and other nanoparticles that have been inserted into billions of human beings around the world through the obvious mediums. Everyone will be affected regardless of your status. The plan is to also do this in Israel at the same exact time. There are certain organizations that are doing their best to stop this in both Israel and the United States. Hopefully, they will be able to stop this, and stopping this in Israel looks promising, but stopping this in the United States is still up in the air. This will also include Puerto Rico, Hawaii, and Alaska. If the October 4th date does not occur for any reason, the backup plan will be to do it on October 11th at the same time. In the case that this is not able to be stopped, I ask you all to shut off your phones and all other relevant devices at 2 p.m. Eastern Time for a period of 2 hours to be safe. This type of wavelength can affect us physically, mentally, and emotionally.
Revealed the plan of what's going to happen next. So I can't say it, but I'm telling you, I know what's going to happen next. How much metal you have in your body will affect you when this thing happens. It has to do with frequency. Okay, so that I stay safe and I can come back and I stay alive, I want to tell you something. I will give you a hint of what he showed me. It's going to happen, and you have to get rid of these metals in your body. And it could happen tomorrow, it could happen, but they're going to say it's something else. You're going to have to do your own thinking about this. I don't want to get in trouble. But just stick a piece of foil in a microwave and picture that in your body. And now you know the devil's plan. Bottom line is, you got to get this out of your body. Let's mess the devil up. Let's really mess him up.
Also new this morning, and sticking with tech, this fall, every consumer cell phone will be part of a nationwide emergency alert test. FEMA and the FCC have scheduled the drill for October 4th at 2:20 p.m. Eastern Time. You can expect your cell phone to receive an alert that reads, quote, "This is a test of the National Wireless Emergency Alert System. No action is needed." The reason for the test is to make sure that all systems are prepared in case of a national emergency, and that needs to be sent out to the public. It'll be the second time that all cellular devices are tested.
¿De dónde son?
Venezuela.
Venezuela. Okay.
Last
All right, we got more military-age men showing up in New York City. Is Joe Biden got some plans for these guys as the world's homeless and some of them coming out of the penitentiaries around the world are coming to New York? Military male, military male, military age 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 male. What? Right. More and more military age males are in New York City. Where are they coming from? Why didn't they stay and fight for their countries? Where will Americans run to? It's a great question. Where will the Americans run to when there's nowhere else to run? Americans aren't going to run. What's going to happen in our country as we let in more and more people that have told me that they hate America and they can't stand Americans? What is going on here? The Democrats, you are betrayers. Military age man, military age male, military aged male, military aged male, another military aged male. I told you last September, these are military age males. What is going on in this country?
Look at this. Look at this. Oscar. Unbelievable, man. Feces everywhere.
It's incredible, man.
Everything is. So you got the new line of people coming in. This is processing. Wild. And the next one's coming in. So these guys just came out of the jungle. They're getting in line. We just saw 116 boats go downstream. Now we've got this group. This village is already full. And now you've got this group of people coming in that just came out of the jungle. A constant flow. And it just keeps going. It goes as far as you can see out of the village. As far as you can see out of the village, guys. It's a pipeline. It's a pipeline from all of these countries that feed into these little villages here in the Darien. Bajo Chiquito, you get in the river, you go down to Lajas Blancas, you get sent, either stop at San Vicente or piped on through up to Costa Rica, then Nicaragua, then Honduras, then Guatemala, then Mexico, up to our southern border. It's a pipeline, guys. It's all coordinated. It's all controlled. And the leftists are making money on all of it.
What would you do if this happened where you live? Lampedusa, Italy is a small island off the coast of Sicily. It's an island of 6,000 people. All of a sudden, out of the blue, 7,000 people, illegal immigrants from Tunisia, showed up on boats. 7,000, 1,000 more than even live on the island of Lampedusa. And they kind of took over. Food, water, shelter, needs, all the stuff they wanted, they started going and getting. So Italy decided, let's put them in a detention center. And now there are reports that that detention center has been burned down by those who were there illegally. What would you do? The Western world is under attack. People aren't doing things the right way. Tunisia actually has now made a deal with Italy to take them back, but these people say, we're not going. What do you do? At some point, don't you have to put your foot down and say, listen, 7 million people coming into the United States illegally is not okay. 7,000 people, 1,000 more than live on this island, show up in Lampedusa, Italy, and nobody says anything. It's the oddest thing. We either have to protect that which is ours and then share it legally with those who want to share it, or we just say, forget it. We have no borders, we have no country, and we have no value system. What are your thoughts on this? Have you even heard about this story? It's not being widely reported. It's a huge story right now, and it's one that's going to continue because that was just one day. 7,000 showed up. Many more are on the way. Give me your thoughts, comments, likes, shares, and make sure you follow the channel. Come on!
Mike and Ray, migrants we talked to say that they knew it would be difficult settling into a new country, a new place, and of course just a whole new environment. But they say that they're crowded together at the police station and add that on several occasions they are not being treated nicely by officers on duty.
This is absolutely unacceptable and ridiculous working conditions.
There are still dozens of migrants from Central and South America who call CPD's 12th District Police Station home. Children and adults sleeping in the station's lobby until permanent housing becomes available.
OSHA doesn't want to do anything about it. The mayor's office doesn't want to do anything about it.
This is video the Fraternal Order of Police president shot last week, describing what he says are unsafe working conditions for police. Migrants who are staying there have asked not to be on camera because they fear they will get in trouble after they say a Venezuelan man was involved in an incident with a police officer this afternoon. But they say that they agree that both the working and living conditions are not ideal. They say it's overcrowded and people's belongings are everywhere. They say their biggest complaint right now is lack of respect from the officers. They say some police officers are rude to them, and since Monday, they've been forced to wake up at 5 a.m. to move all their personal items outside. They say they're being told it's to clean the lobby, but add that when they're allowed to come back in, it looks the same. The migrants add they were in extremely hot weather yesterday and were left outside for hours.